Hello everyone, welcome back to another Sims 4 video. Today I'm bringing you a tutorial, and this tutorial is for Relight, which is a reshade effect which has completely transformed taking pictures in the game, general gameplay, and the aesthetic of my Sims as well. It just really brings things to light. Literally. But yeah, this tutorial will be only focusing on how I use the effect in the game, not necessarily how to install it. But in the description, I will be linking a really helpful post that helped me figure out how to use Relight and how to install it, and a lot more detailed than like how I'm going to be explaining it here. But this video is more so to show you how I use it and like more of a visual guide in case you didn't know what Relight was, or if you had it in your game and didn't really know how to use it. And for today's video, we have my two model Sims, Coco and Jamar, and we're going to be trying out a few different poses to try out the lighting and change the settings so you can see how I manage the effect. And another thing to mention, my reshade will also be linked in the description if you wanted to download that, because it is kind of tied into Relight. But if I bring up my reshade menu, you can see the Relight effect here. This is the newest version. And also, just so you guys know, the Relight effect is not free. It is part of a Patreon tier, but that will be mentioned in the post that I linked down below. And I must say it's really worth it for my game. Like, I really love how my game looks with this effect. I couldn't imagine playing it without it. But yeah, we can see the Relight effect here. So if I take off the effect that's currently enabled, you can see that this is what my game looks like without Relight. It still looks really good. I'm really happy with how it looks. When I'm playing my game regularly, I don't have Relight on all the time. I only have it on for pictures and create a sim. But when I put it on, you can see that there's a highlight. So you can see down here, these are all of the values that I have, and I change these quite a lot depending. And to be honest, I am not an expert in this at all. I don't really understand like what the meanings of a lot of these things are. Like, I don't know what a penumbra is down here. I just kind of move things around, but I'm just going to help you guys understand the basics in as simple of a way as possible. So yeah, we have the effect down here. The top two like sections here, like the global part and the subsurface scattering part, I don't even know if that's like a part, but these first two parts, I've not touched these at all. These are always going to stay the same, or at least you can change them, but I've not changed them, so I just leave it the same. And then the parts where it says active with a checkbox next to them, those are the sources of light. So there are multiple of those. If I turn this off, you will see that a little source of light disappeared. If I turn this off, you'll see another source disappeared. You can add multiple of these. I currently have 4 sources of light for my gameplay preset, so when I'm taking pictures, there are like 4 sources of light. And to change the amount of lights that you have in your game, you can just type in the number. So I have 4. I think you start off with 2 or 3. You can have 5, 6, 7. Keep in mind, the more lights that you have, the more taxing it will be on your PC, I assume. I have 4 and I'm happy with that. So yeah, just remember, if you want to change the values for the sources of light, you want to look under where it says active and a check mark, and that will be like a individual source of light. So this is just one source of light right here where my mouse is hovering over, and it says type. I just left this as sphere. I didn't change the temp tint values. I think you can change the colors here. I'm actually not sure. I've not played with this at all yet. I'm still kind of a noob, to be honest. Then we have intensity. So this obviously changes the intensity. So you can bring it down to like closer to 0 or up to 1, depending on how harsh you want things to be. And we have penumbra. As I said, I don't really know what this means. I think it maybe has to do with something like the softness of the light. We'll play around with that more with a more direct source of lighting so you can maybe see the difference, but I don't really play with that too much. Sometimes I move it around to experiment. And then with this infinite azimuth elevation setting, I don't change that at all. I don't know if I should, or maybe it would be beneficial, but I've not changed that. And then down here is the sphere position. So we have 3 values, the X, Y, and Z or Z values. And this essentially changes like where the position of the light is. So if you change the X value, it will be, you know, in one direction or the other. Same with the Y value, but another direction. I think X is horizontal and then Y is vertical. I think that's how it works. I'm not smart. I don't know. And then the Z value also kind of brings like, I don't know, it kind of changes it here. You can see it brings it closer to her face. And you can pretty much do that with all of the light sources that you have to play around with the lighting. So yeah, when I'm playing around with the settings for Relight, because it can be very intimidating with all of the values, the only things I really play around with are the intensity value here for each light source, and the sphere, so like the 3 positions at the bottom. Those are the only 2 things for each light source that I change. And one thing that is unique about Relight is that you will be changing the lighting a lot, so you will have to go into the settings to change things if you want your pictures to look really good. For example, we have my Sims kind of posed in this, oh, they got over there. We have them posed in this kind of position here, but if I move the camera over here, the lighting is different. If I change the camera over to Jamar's face, you can see the lighting is a lot more harsh, it looks more unrealistic and things like that. So say I took loads of cute pictures of Coco's face there, like with the lighting how I wanted it, I would have to go and change the lighting values for Jamar's face, and I really don't have like a formula of doing this, I really just trial and error it. But the main value I change out of the 3 position values, first of all, is the Z value, because that really changes the face of the lighting. It started off here. If I bring it more to the left, it will make the lighting like closer to his face. You can see it's really washing him out though, so I'll bring it down. And then if I go to the Z value for this light source, you can see it's more in his hair now, so it's highlighting. I really like my Sims to have like a highlighted look with this effect. I like them to look almost like they're rendered in a way. I still want the deep tones and the shadows and things. I don't want them to be completely washed out, but I want them to have more depth and nice highlights to their skin. This is how it looks here, and he looks a lot better. And the same goes if you want to change the pose. So we're just going to change the pose completely like this. This will call for a completely different like lighting source because they're further down on the ground. The lighting's not hitting them, the lighting's still in the same position as it was for the other pose. So yeah, with Relight, you really do have to like, it's a lot more effort than just like changing the contrast or adjusting the saturation. It really is like trying to get the lighting right for that specific image. And of course, Relight can be used for not just taking pictures. I mainly use it for taking pictures. I'll show you my create a sim values as well. But with Relight, it really is just trial and error for me. I'm just gonna bring this down, maybe bring this along so you can see it kind of hit her skin like that. So yeah, it's really finicky. It just kind of depends on like what kind of vibe you're going for. And it's a lot of trial and error, and I find it really fun because I love taking pictures in The Sims. And now we are in Create a Sim, and I also use Relight in Create a Sim because I'm a cast simmer. I love my Sims to look well lit and look really good. And I'm actually just going to show you my Relight values if you guys would like to see it, because I don't really change this too much. But yeah, these are my values here. I'll kind of scroll down and zoom in so you can see everything. I have 3 lights in my cast reshade preset and then 4 in my gameplay, so there's only 3 here. And yeah, those are my settings, and I feel like it looks really good. I like the kind of lighting facing more one side, and this is what it looks like for Jamar as well. I feel like it looks really good. I have changed it a couple of times in the last couple of months, like playing around with it, but at the moment I'm really liking how this looks. I feel like it looks really good. But yeah guys, hopefully this video was helpful to all of you that are new to Relight. I'm kind of new to it myself, and I was just showing you how I use it, and I'm really happy with the pictures and like the visuals I have in my game. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments if you're going to try it Relight. And also let me know if you're more of a Relight expert than me, and if you have any tips for things that I didn't know about, because I'd love to learn more as well. And as always, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I will see you all very soon with another Sims 4 video. Bye!